We've got this working. Let me adjust my light. All right. Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to the first live stream I've done in a very, very long time. Today, we're going to be discussing the Ninja Turtles movie or show. I should say, show or movie. One or the other. It's going to be a combination, I'm assuming. So, first things first, I'd like to talk about the live stream issue. So, as I'm sure you know, hello, hi. So, this live stream was supposed to happen on Thanksgiving Day. What's up, champion leader? How are you doing? It's been a while, dude. How are you? Nice to see you. So, this live stream was supposed to happen on Thanksgiving, but and I planned for it too. The community post planned, for later that day, but things didn't go as planned. There was a lot of situations going on, and I was really tired, and I wasn't able to do the live stream. I was also going to do it yesterday, but I was not prepared and I could not. So now we're here. We're working on the show that's now a movie, Ninja Turtles. So, for one, I'd like to say there's some promotional art. Earlier in the development of the show, which was a little bit before September, I decided that before I began the show or movie, because it's probably going to be a movie or a show, what I've come up with now is that it's going to be a movie that is cut up into episodes of a show, and then I'll air the show like a show, but it'll still be a big movie with different parts. Um, so this art for this show, I made a lot of art for different characters. Here's Raphael. They all have distinct designs. When drawing these guys, I had to make them look different. So if you've ever seen that short that I did, where I went over a book of designs, um, the first designs of them were they all had the same heads and same bodies. So I had to change that. Nice, I'm doing an animation, but it's taking forever to finish. That is so cool. I can't wait to see it. Animations definitely take time. They definitely take time. I know a lot of people are probably going to be thrown off that this stream is happening at this time because it was so unexpected. It was supposed to happen way before, but I didn't have a chance. So unfortunately, but upside is that today I also wanted to show off kind of these Ninja Turtle figures because I never got to do a proper video on all of my figures collectively. I only did Michelangelo. So, uh, if you don't know, the story is when they went up for pre-order, they all ran out and they were like out of stock. So then I was like, "Oh, mom, we've got to wait for them to come back in stock." Then they came back in stock like an hour later, and then we got them. But they took forever to ship, and it's so annoying. So Mikey came first, then Leo and Shredder, then Raph and Donnie. They came very last. Like they took so long to come. Anyways, I will be pulling out my Raphael. We're starting with my favorite turtle. And here he is. Look at this guy. Look at this. This is amazing. Like, look at how accurate this is. I must say, to the people that worked on these figures, you did an amazing and spectacular job. I know they're never going to hear me say that, but I have to say it. This is straight out of the show. If you watched 2012 Ninja Turtles like I did, you know how this design looks. You're gonna sell your own stickers? Oh, that's so cool. There's another YouTuber who does that. He has like stick figure stickers. So I do know that's like a cool thing that people do. I might end up buying one of those stickers and hanging them up. So the articulation on these guys is pretty awesome. Their arms and shoulders move, their wrists, elbows, their thighs and knees. Uh, Now, of course, when they're new, you have to warm them up some type of way because of the plastic is stuck in the paint. So some people recommend putting these guys in a bowl of hot water, which I didn't want to do because I didn't want to wet my fingers. So I took a blow dryer and I went all over the body, all over the head, all over the wrists. Now this raft does come with extra stuff, so we're gonna get to all of their extra stuff very soon. Timing is crazy. This was supposed to happen very much so earlier than it's happening right now. I can tell you that, guys, right that right now. Excuse me. So these things are full of references and very specific things. I'm sure if you're familiar with these guys, you know a lot of the things that I'm about to say. But one of the things that I love about these guys is that their heads their whited out eyes heads are from the intro of the show. If you look at the intro to the 2012 show, you'll notice when they're flipping around and they're using their weapons and they've got that effect of their like this is like a big screen and it's like multiple of them in a box of their mask color. They make specific faces, and these are the faces. So Raph does this. He like twists his side, he gets down, and he lifts his arms up, and he makes this face. So these are all references. He's got, and at first I was very uh surprised to see he's got the little Terminator thing from season 1, I believe. Oops. I'm pretty sure this guy was in like one episode and that was it. I could be wrong, but I'm sure he was only in like one. And of course it's funny because Raph is like he's actually very relatable. I relate to this guy a lot. And I know how he felt in this episode. Pretty much there was a roach. I hate to say the word, but there was a roach and he got mutated. And this is him. This is him. And Raph was terrified of him and he was throwing stuff at him, trying to run away from him. There was a point where he gets hit by a bus and blown up and then walks out of the flames. He got sprayed with some type of bug spray and walks from it. Then we get this adorable little turtle. Look at this. This is Chompy. Hello. Hi, Lillian. Welcome to the live stream. This is Chompy, his little baby turtle, who came after Spike. I mean, I look at this turtle. He's so cute. We've got so much detail on him, too. The attention to detail is really spectacular. Additionally, he comes with the best weapons, his sai, which, I mean, look at these. Look at these. These are amazing. So, another thing I want to say real quick. All of these guys, except for Leo, come with a little buddy. So Chompy isn't the only little cute buddy that we're going to see. Donnie has one, Mikey has one, and we're going to get to those in a second. So he has his sai. He comes with extra hands, which I'm not going to show because that would be very strenuous to get out of this little plastic. He comes with a little piece of pizza. They all come with a piece of pizza, which is that's what they eat. They love pizza, so I get that. They come with a smoke bomb that's gonna hold on, let me try and get it out of this. I'm not holding the packaging up because it's clear and it will reflect a certain way. So he's got a smoke bomb that doesn't fit in his hands, but you can like use some sticky tack on that. And then a T-foam. In my video, I used the wrong word for it because I got confused with the 2003 show, and that's unfortunate. Hello. Hi, Mark. Hello. They come with these. This, I think, does fit in his hand. Their hands, so their hands can be really interesting depending on what turtle you've got. So some of them can be really easy. Raph is actually, funny enough, the easiest one to get the weapons in his hands. You've got to open their hands a certain way. Now, be careful not to break them because you can break these guys. I haven't, but I've seen other people who rip their figures apart. So, see how easy that is? That is the easiest that this is going to get, though. It's only going to get worse from here. This is going to be way harder to get in the other turtles' hands, their weapons. So, here's Raph's stuff. He's got his turtle, his head, his pizza, his smoke bomb. Awesome stuff. I was so happy when I saw this Raph because I'm like, wow, that is my favorite Ninja Turtle, and he looks so good. Let me get our next turtle. I subscribe. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I appreciate that so much. Thank you. Next up, my second favorite, Leonardo. He's not my favorite, my first favorite, but he's a cool turtle. I like his swords. His personality. So this is their box. They another cool thing that they did is on the back side of the boxes, there's a little picture that you can make if you collect all of them. You can make like a little image with the side of the box, which is cool because that would be a nice way to display the boxes. Like just have I dressed up for Ninja Turtles for Halloween. That is so cool. What turtle were you? Or what character from the show? That is so cool. I did that one time when I celebrated Halloween. Like one time I had dressed up as Raph and I had a little outfit where I could like put his face on and I had his sai. I was walking around like Raph. Now, this Leonardo is amazing. And when he came in, I was like, whoa, these guys are really designed nice. So, one of the things that makes these extremely special, though, is how they captured the look of these figures. Because if you don't know, Leonardo, so you dressed up as Leo, he's the blue one. Leo is blue, he's the leader. This is actually Leo right here. So, this is the one you dressed up as. Isn't that crazy? He's waving at you. That's really cool. Now, this show came out in 2012, so the CG that they used for it looked all wonky and a little strange. Now, Leo comes with two swords, which I like. Now, one thing that's interesting about these swords that's apparently in the show, but I never noticed it, and I paid attention to detail. One of Leo's swords is longer than the other. So this sword is like a long length katana. This one is shorter. Now that is how katanas actually work. Like real Japanese swords have that where like one is longer than the other. But I didn't notice that in the show. Like both of his swords are the same length. I swear I saw both of those the same. Now, one thing I want to say, if you have these figures, I noticed some people online were saying they had trouble getting their swords in Leo's holsters. Here's the thing. I don't know about yours, but for mine's, each sword has a specific holster that it's supposed to go in. So the very longest one goes in this one, and it goes in pretty easily. And then the shorter one goes in this one, and they go in just fine. I think that people might have been trying to put the wrong ones in there because mine's go in there, they stay in there. So, yeah, I didn't have a problem with that, fortunately. So if you do have these guys, just try that. Putting the long one in the upper one, and then the shorter one in this one. He comes with this blaster thing. There's a name for it, and I don't remember. But this is from season one, when they were trying to stop the Krang portal. And there was a joke of when you blast something with it, it goes, and it actually did it. And Mikey's like, Donnie, you were right. Um, so Leo, this makes one appearance. So I'm really confused why they felt that they had to include it. I mean, it looks awesome, and I love this. It's really cool, but it's such a specific and niche like thing. Like you have to go to the specific like one or two episodes that this was in to see it throughout the entire show. I feel like we might have been able to get something a little bit more general, like a grappling hook. They carry around those grappling hooks. We could have gotten that, you know? Um, so I'm not gonna show the pizza and stuff. You've already seen that with Ralph. He's got his T-phone, smoke bomb, pizza. It comes with an extra head. This one is I don't know if this one's from the intro. It probably is somewhere. This face looks very familiar, if I'm being honest with you. For me, it's a nostalgia thing because I look at these faces and I'm like, yeah, I've seen them make this face before. It's okay, welcome back. Like I've seen them make this exact face before. I just don't know what it's from specifically. Let me fix my lighting. Oh, that is so much better. Sorry about that. The lighting is so much better now. All right. So, one of the problems that everyone's talking about, I also have a way about it. It's that Leo's head, everyone comes with a normal head with pupils and then head with whited out eyes. Leo is the exception. He's the only one who doesn't have that. Can I watch something else for a little bit? Sure. Yeah, you can go and come back whenever you want. I'm going to be here for a few more minutes. I'm gonna go through all these guys. I'm gonna talk for a little bit, and then absolutely, thanks for stopping by, though. I appreciate your support. Um, his now their bananas move and everything. He's cool, but he just doesn't have any eyes. Like his eyes are closed. And of course, this is another reference from something that probably shouldn't have made it to the cut because why? It's from an episode in season 2 when Leo was meditating. Hello there. Welcome to the live stream. Hello. Welcome in. Leo was meditating and he was like doing the symbols with his hands, and then he just like paralyzed Karai. He hit her in her arms and he knocked her down. But the problem is, like with Raph, he's literally got the pupils in his eyes. Why didn't they? And what makes it even worse is that when they showed these guys off at a con, I'm a friend from the past. That's mysterious. Who are you? Can I get a hint? I want to guess. Give me a few hints, like 2 hints, and I bet I could probably guess because I'm good at that. I'm a friend from the past. You said from the past, so it must be from a bit ago. Judging by that username, that helps me figure out who you could be. Um, I mean, in sorts, I have a JoyTube channel, a YouTube channel. A lot of people have YouTube channels, dude. I can't figure that out just from that. Who? Well, I know a lot of people with YouTube channels. You got to be like, give me a real hint. Uh, Another thing to notice, to know that someone who I saw do a video on these guys, you can use real names. I'm good with that. Okay, what is your real name then? Um, his sword holsters don't come off. Now we're gonna get to Donnie in a second, and Donnie's comes off, but this is stuck on here. And if you take this off, it's you have seen it before. I rehashed it. Guess. Well, I would love to guess, but you could be anyone. Are you the guy from The Strongest Battle? I mean, who are you? You from Roblox, my channel, real life? That's actually a good question. Real life, my gaming, YouTube. How do you know me? That will shorten up the ways of knowing you. Give me a better way to guess. I don't know why my phone keeps doing the lighting thing. It's because of the adjustment, and I have my. Now I've never been on your YouTube. Okay, so you must either be from a game or from real life, right? And this is kind of fun. I love this guessing. All right, so we're gonna put Leo here. I've seen you in person one time. You know, this this is at an aquarium. Oh my god! No way! No, it can't be. That's not. Is it really? Oh, you did rehash your name because your name before it was something like joystick something. Well, that is crazy. Welcome. I've never seen you on my channel before, so it's crazy to see you here. Who are you? Well, there's only one person who I've met on an aquarium who hasn't been on my channel. This is an altogether. Oh, okay, okay. Yes. Well, Joshua, is that who it is? Josh from school? Oh, also, for those of you watching, hey, what's going on, man? So all of my figures came in these boxes and they were all fine, like they're taped up on the sides. But Donnie, whoever delivered him, sat on the box that he came in because he was literally like this box was ripped. And I'm thinking, huh, that's that's a little odd. Thank you. So we're gonna pull him out and I'm gonna show you. Donnie's really awesome. Like this Donnie, whoa, look at the detail on him. So he's the tallest turtle, as in the show. Just popping in as a cameo, huh? Yeah, it is a cool cameo. I haven't seen you in a while. There's some. Hold on. Yeah. So earlier, as I was talking, I did say there was some promotional art for this show or movie that's coming up because you know Ralph's side just fell off of the thing and it scared me. So there are some pictures. I have a stack of papers. Yeah, he kind of looks like he's on something. He's like, "Hey there." He's wide-eyed. Now he comes with a more serious face, which I think suits Donnie a bit more. Donnie is a little goofy in the show though, so yeah, it's this one. And I did make a few videos that I'm sure some of you saw of these guys, like a little few tests of their movements that I was pretty proud of. He comes with, hold on, let me get him out of the thing. This is also a little bit strange because he's very specific. Dr. Cluckingsworth, yeah, from the Barn series when they were like at the farmhouse, the chicken who got mutated. And I mean, they did such good detail on him. He looks awesome. He looks like he does in the show, but why would you include what am I gonna do with this guy, right? I mean, they left him at the barn house for a reason. I hate to be that guy, but they left him for a reason. They didn't take this guy with them back to New York for a very specific reason. I think we all know why. Anyway, he comes with a staff, which is really cool. It's like wooden. And then a cool thing about the staff is that it comes apart, and then you can take the little blade and stick it on here instead. So in the show, in this version, he has a blade in the end of his staff that he like sticks out and starts poking people with because, that's what turtles do. Thank you very much. Well, I'll see you later. Thanks for stopping by. And again, what I mentioned with Leo that Donnie has that Leo doesn't is his weapon holder comes off. Like you can stick this on the back of a shell. You can't do that with Leo. I'm kind of upset about that a little bit, not extremely, but a little bit, because of the fact that with Leonardo, his sword holders, his sheaths, they come off too. We see him in the show without this on. And we see Donnie without his on too. So why don't they just do it for both of them? One thing I will say though, because I've done a lot of research into these guys, is that these figures had some budget issues. As you might know, if you saw the early like previews of these guys at the toy cons that they were showing them off at, they were supposed to have 3 heads. They were supposed to come with a lot of extra stuff, but obviously that just didn't happen. And that is because during the production of these figures and during a lot of stuff, there were some budgeting issues. They didn't have the money to make everything. So this is from the show too. This is a little bit more general, and I like that they included it because it's actually something that you see more than once in the show. And it's his mutagen tracker, which tracks mutagen somehow. I don't remember how, but he has it in season 2 when they're looking for the mutagen. And then Karai ambushes them. It's like a Game Boy with 2 of those spinning things you cook with. He comes with the tea foam, the pizza. Now another thing though, Mikey and yeah, Mikey comes with a lot of hands. So Raph and Leo, like some of these guys, they don't all have the same number of hands in total. They have different numbers of hands. Like Donnie, as you can see here, has 4 extra hands. Mikey has like 6. He's got a lot because he's, I guess, a very expressive character, but still. We're going to do Mikey last because I've already done a video on him, so we'll get to him very last. But as I said, guys, I'm not even going to try to do it because it's going to get on my nerves and my hands are going to start hurting. Getting this staff in his hand is an absolute nightmare. Absolute it's hurtful. It just pains me to try and get this in here. When I made the animations, I had to take the top off, like slide it, like just jerk this thing in his hand, put the top back on, and then work with that. Please be careful with your Donatello. Now, next we're going to do the greatest villain in all of fiction, the Shredder. I love this version of the Shredder. Oh my gosh, this guy. Ooh, look at this Shredder. This art alone is just so awesome. He's got the burn mark. He's got his helmet. I loved the way this helmet looked in the show. He's got his claws or gauntlets, one or the other. They're like the things that come out of his arms. This Shredder, though, is amazing. And when I got this Shredder, man, was I excited. I just got hold on. Yeah, I got a text thing. Someone was texting me. Now, this shredder has a lot of details and stuff on it. One thing I will say that you can probably already tell right now, when I got my shredder, and this is the only quality control issue that I had. A lot of people are having different issues with their turtles and like the quality of them breaking easily. I have not had that. But with my shredder, when I first got him, before I even opened him out of the box, before I even cut him out of his packaging, the top of his helmet, this part was off and it wasn't attached. So I had to use sticky tack, like the little white sticky tack stuff that you've probably seen, and stick that thing back to his head to get it to stay. And let me see. Yeah, so let's go over. There's so much to go over. Let's go over this stuff on him. Ooh, this guy's amazing. Look at these blades. Just look in the silver. Oh my gosh, I love this figure. He comes with the cloth cape, which he does have in the show. The Playmates version was all ripped up and torn. This one is just like a nice clean cloth. He's got his helmet, which comes off, and you can see his horrible looking face. He's got burn marks and everything. Man, this face gave me nightmares growing up. When I saw him without his helmet, it really disturbed me because he looks so graphically beat up. Um, so his arms and legs move, of course. His knees and feet turn. He's got the giant leg, whatever these things are. He's got his belt and his chest plate, his gauntlets, of course, that will have blades coming in and out of them. Hold on. So he comes with, oddly enough, a Krang. Now, I thought we were going to give Krang his own figure. So I don't know why they made him come with Shredder. Maybe they're going to give him their own figure and this is just like a plus. I don't know. I mean, they just probably wanted to give him a little buddy, which is even worse because then that means that Shredder has a little friend that comes along with him before Leo. Wild. Now, the problem with this Krang, is that his tentacles are very specifically molded. So I'm assuming that they're supposed to he's supposed to sit a certain way. Like, look, it's almost as if he was designed to be on his shoulder, but not at the same time. Like he goes there, but he doesn't. If that makes sense, he doesn't fit here, but he kind of like he was supposed to. Where's the little part of his helmet? It's in the box. I'll have to get it. But the little thing, I'm going to stick it back on there. Again, a little disappointed that it came off before I even opened him, but it's nothing that a little sticky tack and glue can't fix. So if you have a shredder like mine's and his thing came off, just stick it back on there and glue it. That's what I did. I didn't use glue, I used sticky tack, but if you want to use glue and risk that, you can. I don't want to mess these guys up at all. I haven't dipped them in water. I haven't painted them. I haven't done a lot of things with them that I would do with other figures. So he comes with another head because, one of the things about Shredder is that he's extremely ugly. Like, look at this face. Do any of you remember the episode, the Kuro Kabuto, where his helmet was taken? And Fishface said, we have to find Shredder's helmet or else we're going to have to keep looking at his gross face. Yeah, his gross face. I thought that was kind of funny. They acknowledge she's really ugly under that mask. Anyways, yes, I have these gloves on, so it makes it a little bit harder to get the stuff out. So I'm only going to do this for one, but for both of his gauntlets, both of his arm things, comes with these. So in his arms, there are these little holes. There we go. There are these little holes, and then you take these and you position them right, and then you stick them in there. So you can choose if he has his blades extracted or not, which is awesome. So you can put his blades here and here. Probably should have done it the other way first, but look at this. And then you can recreate him pulling his blades out of his wrists and cutting people. When he first fought the turtles, he put his blade up to Leo's throat and he was like, tell me where Splinter is and I promise, oh no, tell me where Splinter is and and I'll let you live long enough to watch him perish or something like that. I can't remember. Tell me what Splinter is, and he threatened him. That's what I'll say. He threatened him. And then he has the third blade that, he also has because this guy just loves metal. He's got this third blade that goes in the middle. I don't know if I'm going to be able to put this in here or not, but I'm going to try. Here we go. Yeah, it works. Look at this. So he's got the third blade too. He's got the whole gauntlet thing decked out. It's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. So you got that. He's got his extra hands, his grabbing hands. I'm not sure what he would be grabbing. It's like he's like very suggestive hands. Like he's really won something. I don't know what that could be, but hey, it's a very weird hand position for Shredder to have because what would he be having his hands like this for? Like he's grabbing on something. Then he's got these hands for holding things. So I'm assuming like he could grab the turtles' weapons. I haven't tried putting their weapons in his hands, so I don't know if you can actually do it, but maybe, maybe. So he's got his gauntlet here, and he's got his extra face, his burnt up face from season 2. This face is from season 1 and season 2. They redesigned his burns for the second season for whatever reason. It's a little bit of trivia there. So I don't know if you guys noticed it, but I noticed it. His face is a little different in the second season. Last but not least, Michelangelo. After this turtle, we're gonna do a little bit of talking on the show. And in fact, I think I'm gonna talk a little bit about the show while I unbox this guy, since I've already gone into detail on all of this guy's stuff. We're just gonna talk about this project. So a little bit in earlier September, I said I'm gonna make a Ninja Turtle show. When these guys were announced, they were announced in 2024, and I was waiting for them back then. You guys know there was a reissue of the Playmates toys, the Playmates action figures for 2012, like the smaller ones. And I wanted those at first, but then I said, nah. I'm gonna wait for these. I don't want those. I want these instead. And so then I followed all the news, all the leaks, all the stuff about these guys coming out, and I waited and I waited. Then when I finally had them pre-ordered and I knew they were coming, I was like, okay, we're gonna have like a whole show. So originally, this was going to be like a full-on show, like a recreation of the 2012 version of the Turtles, with like jokes and recreations and things like that. And I'm not going to say that it's probably not going to be like an episode-related thing. I don't know. Again, this is going to come out in 2026. This is not going to be coming out like next week or anything. This is going to take a long time to make because this is going to be a full storyline of the Turtles that I'm making. I'm going to make a full storyline of them. So, of course, you've got Mikey here. We've already got his brothers, so might as well just have him right here with them. He's got his nunchuck holders, which I put in there in some videos. He's got the most hands out of everyone. Like I said, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 total hands. The other guys have like 6, 4. They don't have that many hands. I don't know why Mikey needed to get so many, but geez. Now, let's get into some of the good stuff on this guy. There's some really cool stuff with Mikey. As I said, he was the first to come, so I was really happy with him. He comes with Ice Cream Kitty. We love Ice Cream Kitty. You know, the original Playmates version was supposed to give us an Ice Cream Kitty action figure, but they never came out with it because they were lazy. He comes with his nunchucks, which are an actual chain. Another thing I love about these figures that I don't know how the heck they did it, they painted the weapons to look exactly like they do in the show. So they've got the design of the yellow and the red and then the yellow like marks in between. If you look at Leo's swords, Raph's side, Mikey's nunchucks, they have this. Now, if you didn't see my first video, I'll say this. His nunchucks come apart, right? And you can stick the chain on there. You can stick this little blade on there. And then you can recreate when he has the little, because they gave Mikey and Donnie blades to their weapons so that they can compete. Now these, you've probably seen these before in a video, are the custom effects that I made for Mikey's nunchucks. So these have a little hole on them and then I stick them on the nunchucks, and then I animate them like that. These were custom painted. I took a bit of clear plastic, cut it out into a circle, painted it, and then just put a hole through it, and then put it on his nunchucks. So there we go. We've got all 4 turtles in Shredder. You can really tell how individual they are. I love when the turtles are individuals, but they still have a very similar look to them. Like they all look like they're related, they all look the same, but they're still themselves, like they're unique. Now, let's go over some art for this show, because I know that was heavily anticipated, a thing that I was constantly hearing about. So, we're going to go over some designs, some characters, and I'm going to draw some characters right here. So, let me get out some paper. There's some paper. Yes, it's not like perfect paper. This is a very low budget stream. It's low budget. We're going to be talking a little bit. So, another thing why I'm saying that this could be a movie is because during the process, as you know, I have to have backgrounds. I don't do videos with just no backgrounds. I used to when I first started out because I didn't have a choice. But now I hold myself up to a higher standard a little bit. So I have to have something there. Anyways, originally I was going to do green screens and digital animations for each background. But that didn't work out because uh, the turtles are green. And even when I have a different type of green, it still goes on the turtles for some reason. So then I tried to do a blue screen. That didn't work either because somebody has a blue mask. So now I can't do digital backgrounds because this is all going to be done on my phone, and I don't have a computer compositing setup to like go through each individual frame. Anyways, so for each turtle, these are their new designs. Look at this. So for Leo, I decided to give his head a little bit more of a boxy shape. So this is his head. Let me hold it up. It's very angular. It's like a very square-ish. This is Donnie's head, which I'm sure we've all seen the stereotype of Donnie having a very long head because of his personality. He's kind of looks like a nerd or something. We've got Mikey's head, which is like a little circle. Of course, just this, nothing too much. And then we'll have Raph's head. So if the animation is going to be done in stop motion, I'm sure you're wondering why am I creating digital art for this show. It's because this is all going to be storyboarded. The whole show or movie is going to be drawn out and storyboarded before it's animated. So then I'm going to go and animate the drawings. And I've actually got a few drawings for the show going on so far. Now, what we'll do is, because it was a really awesome stream, we had a lot of guests, we had some surprises. So it was really awesome. What I'm going to do is, let me get this bow staff. Oh my gosh, it's stuck. There we go. I'm going to end this stream. I'm going to work on the show. Hopefully, maybe the next live stream, we can do maybe a game or another update on the show or movie. See, the reason it's going to be a show or a movie is because if it was a show, I would have to have every background, everything saved a certain way. So the digital backgrounds would just be downloaded to my phone and I can just animate them behind the green screen. But because I can't do the green screen, I have to make all the backgrounds physically, meaning I'm going to make the cities, I'm going to make the layer, I'm going to make the rooftops. It's all going to be actually on my desk. And so that's going to make things a lot more expensive, and I won't be able to do a show because then if I do a show with different scenes and stuff, I'm going to reuse a lot of assets, and I don't want to do that. So this is probably going to be a movie. But like I said, I can make a movie, like a full movie, and then air the episodes of the movie as a show, which is a cool little thing I thought of, which is something they actually did. Not necessarily like that, but they did make a big storyline of 2012 and then air the episodes like however they want it. Anyways, that's going to do it for this live stream. It's been 40 minutes. I appreciate everyone who's come. They've liked the stream, subscribed. Thank you to everyone. This was very amazing. I appreciate it. I will see you in the next live stream, on the next animation or video. I might do another test with these guys because they're so articulated. They're so awesome. And I will see you all later. Thank you very much.